Oh, let me put my earphones in because it does. I think it does make it sound better. I've noticed. I don't know that it's true, but I know when I was on Lou's, the first time I was on Lou's In and Out, I hated the sound.
Through your through your earbuds?
Yeah, I put an earbud in my ear rather than my speakers. Now I haven't noticed it with yours, um, but sometimes you can get a little feedback, and I
Okay.
felt like I guess I'll
Oh, there's
know as I'm
Caleb.
doing this, but I know when I was on Lou's podcast, I felt like it sounded really tinny. I didn't like the way it sounded, but it
Gotcha.
could have been my microphone. I don't know. I really don't, as usual, don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
What's up, Caleb? Hey, I sent you a
Hello,
message
Caleb.
earlier. I was worried about you. But as it turned out, Caleb, it worked out better that we didn't start with you this week. But check your Facebook. I sent you a message, and we'll get together between now and next week and figure out some stuff. And that'll be fun. All right, we're going to talk some movies tonight. If you're just joining us, kind of get set up and just chit chat amongst ourselves before the show goes live. And then, well, no, it is live. And then eventually we start the podcast machine. Hope everybody's having a good week. I was telling Andrew I almost bailed on tonight. I just don't feel 100%. Hey, did you happen to see what I posted, that my Halloween costume on Pixar on Facebook?
When you were a kid? Yeah, I had the Darth Vader version of that. The flammable plastic
Oh my gosh.
Christmas costumes.
You don't even look old enough to have had those.
Oh yeah.
And
Let's
then
see. I'm
somebody,
sure my mom has a picture. I'll have to dig it up.
yeah, somebody posted, dang it. I'll just share it. Cracked me up because somebody posted, sorry. Again, I'm not moving at 100% here. Let's see who it was because it cracked me up. Oh yeah, Tim Brown said, "I'll never forget the inside of that cold, wet mask," and I do remember that.
Yeah, those things were. And you had one little slit in the
Yeah, and
mouth
he was.
area to breathe, and that was it.
Where is it? I can't find it. I posted like 3 places, but somebody talked about how, and I did the same thing about sticking your tongue through that slit
And cut your tongue.
and cutting your tongue.
Mm-hmm.
It's so fun. I probably should have saved that for the podcast, but all right, well, let's get started.
Yeah, let's get going.
Yeah, we'll figure it out, Caleb. Don't worry, buddy. I was worried about you because you're pretty responsive. So glad you're good. Glad you're here. Hey guys, and welcome to the But Mostly Disney podcast. I'm Tater, and glad you're here. And on the other end of the line there, as always, is my buddy Andrew.
Good evening, everyone.
Coming to you live from Charleston, a gloomy Charleston, South Carolina.
Gloomy Charleston. Little gloomy, little rain, little fog. I was looking for the Haunted Mansion, couldn't find it, but
we were just talking. So we do these live, and then if you listen in your car on Spotify or Apple or wherever you podcast, but we chat a little bit usually before we start the live show on YouTube. And if you don't follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you should, because it helps. But I posted my 78, judging by that fireplace, Halloween costume of Luke Skywalker in the crappy plastic bag and mask that just stuck to your face, wet, cold, no back. and yet somehow
Yeah.
it still made your whole head sweat. And we were talking about the little slit in the front for your mouth that was only big enough like for a little bit of your tongue to get through, which would immediately slice it into pieces.
Right. And you'd walk to a door and go,
That's exactly right. That's why Gen X is the toughest, because we ate plastic like that.
yeah,
Like that's how kids,
flammable costumes. We're good.
they could have repurposed them for wrestlers in high school to lose weight.
Weekday here.
Yeah, you dropped like 25 pounds walking around your neighborhood. Do a Halloween show, Caleb, and wear a costume. You know, I am not a big fan of costumes, and I'm trying to
get Lou in his Ewok costume. Then
he says he has it, but I kind of dig that. That's not a bad idea. This week though, because I'm moving a little slow, and I thought it was a pretty easy topic, I thought we would run down our top 10, and it can always end up being controversial. Disney or Pixar movies, so all lumped together.
Yes.
So we don't have to start one or the other. There's no arguing. It's an opinion. And so this was brought to me, by the way, in case he pops in, my buddy, my son's buddy, Ollie. I took my son for his senior trip a couple years ago. He and 3 of his friends, we went to Disney together. Ollie was one of them. And so Seamus was telling me that today they were sitting around, they did their top 10 Disney Pixar movies. And I was talking to him and I thought, hey, it's not a bad idea for a show. Because as you may or may not know, we don't plan these out very, very far ahead. Unless we have a guest.
Takes the fun out of it.
That's right. Sometimes we do, but not very often. We often don't even know what day these are going to happen. But I'm glad that I jumped in today. So, whose turn is it to go first?
I don't remember.
I'll go because I want to get it out of the way just in case.
Go ahead.
But I'm going to go that my favorite animated film is Robin Hood.
Oh man, you took my. Look at the shirt.
Oh, that's not fair.
I love that movie.
It really is just absolutely. And even though it's got some stolen
animation
and whatnot, it is just absolutely. I remember I've loved it since I was a little kid. We can share that one. I'm good with that. That being both of ours. Great minds think alike.
Yeah.
But it really was. I mean, I wanted to be that fox. I thought he was the greatest. I love Baloo. I mean, so bringing him back into there. It's got great music. I can play 2 of those songs on guitar.
Yeah, I just remember first time I saw it and I heard that voice, and it was Roger Miller, because that's what my grandmother used to listen to, was Roger Miller.
Oh yeah.
Like, wait, what is this? Who's this? I've heard this before.
Dickadale, was it? Or
Oodalali, oodalali, oodalali. Heck, it's my ringtone when I'm on my alarm in the morning. It's the Robin Hood song. But yeah, and this cool thing is I've worn this shirt several times at the park, and people go, "Hey, I forget about that movie. That movie's great." And I'm like, "You're right, it is."
I love Phil Harris.
The phony king sucking his thumb, and the snake, and all the characters that play it, and you've got voices you've heard in other movies, the Sheriff of Rottingham, and it's just a down old good Disney cartoon cartoon.
And Peter Ustinov, who I think was Prince John, he did. He was Blackbeard in Blackbeard's Ghost.
Yep.
But yeah, Roger Miller and Phil Harris. I mean, that's a deadly combination there. It was such a great film. Plus, I mean, obviously I didn't see it in the theater because it was a little before my time.
Neither did I.
But still pretty solid.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
So I've got this one from my daughters. They watched it a lot, and we still kind of watch it now and then. Is Emperor's New Groove.
Oh.
It has our favorite Kronk in it, and everybody knows him as your chief flight attendant from Soarin'. And it's uh, I'm horrible with names.
David
Roseanne's
Spade,
husband,
John
David
Goodman,
Spade, John Goodman, he's in it. They
Eartha
both play
Kitt.
off each other. Yeah, Eartha Kitt is in it. I said extract of llama, you idiot. But yeah, it's just a good movie. I think anything that you continue to watch, Robin Hood and Emperor's New Groove, your kids enjoy it, you enjoy it, and you continue to watch it. It's got to be a good animated movie.
Yeah, it's a classic, and I haven't watched it in a long time. But that's a good pull. I wouldn't. I don't know if that would have made my one. I'm going to cheat, kind of Lou Mangello style here. One that was on Ollie's list as my son and I were talking about this today. His number 3 was Soul.
Really?
Yeah, and I've said this. I've been quoted as saying this. I think Soul could be one of Pixar's best films. The difference is I don't find it rewatchable. And I
Okay.
wonder, like, as we're going through this, like, can it be a fantastic film if we don't go back to it over and over and over again? Like, I know that was kind of a quality for me on how I rate these films, but like I could watch Robin Hood back to back. I could
Yeah.
literally put it on, go all the way through, start back over. Wouldn't bother me a bit.
Hey, the Polo Lou here. I think you're talking about something that you could. That's a great movie to watch again. Atlantis is a very good movie. But if I'm flipping, if it's a Sunday afternoon, and it's raining, I'm gonna go past Atlantis to go to Robin Hood.
Right.
I'm not. It's still a very
Every
good movie, but
every
I'm not
single
gonna
time.
kill myself.
Now, I don't know about everybody, but I like to fall asleep watching movies. So if you follow me on Facebook, and I promise I'll get back to it, I've been going through all of the non-animated films. I just saw Caleb said he's been watching all the Dean Jones movies, and I have a serious Dean Jones addiction. Like I will kind of rotate if I just want something to fall asleep to because I just like the noise, calms my head down.
Mm-hmm.
Horse in the Gray Flannel Suit, uh, Blackbeard's Ghost, Monkeys Go Home, which I've only discovered recently, but is awesome. Um, but Peter Pan, I love Peter Pan. Even my wife, who hates the fact that I watch TV to fall asleep to, when she hears the opening music for Peter Pan, she gets excited.
Mm.
And it's like a really calming movie that we watched with the kids when they were sick, or they had a bad dream or something. We could always put on Peter Pan and fall asleep. And I would not change 1 second of that film. I think it's one of those perfect pictures. Like it's one of those films that is exactly right. Don't touch a thing. Don't change one thing in it. There's no moment where I'm like, oh, if they'd only done this or something, there's just
Right.
nothing to complain about in that movie.
I agree with that.
Or the ride.
We were to always pick a movie or the ride. We'd always pick a movie for Addison to watch to fall asleep to, and for the longest time it was Frozen. I want to watch Frozen. I want to watch Moana. There was a time period there around Christmas time she wanted to watch Peter Pan, and she'd make it to the opening credits, and I guess like you say, the music kind of just gets you, and she would be out cold. Um, That's it's one of those classics that I think if you're going to call yourself a Disney fan, you have to watch it. And then a lot of times it's like when you're on the ride kind of follows the movie, and it's always a good one to sit down and watch with your family.
I love it.
So my next one is one from my middle school years. was when Aladdin came out, and Robin Williams was big in the late '80s and '90s when they said he was going to be the voice of the genie. It was like, what's this going to entail? And I think it was one of the greatest. I think it's one of the greatest movies they've ever made, and we still have it to this day. They carry on, his legacy, and they've redone it, and I don't think it's the live action is near as good as the animation. It's good, but it's not the best. But um, if I think if you left out my wife, "I'll Show You the World" would have been our wedding song, but that didn't happen because that's her favorite movie. Uh, but yeah, that's my next one is Aladdin. I think you can't go wrong watching that.
No, it was, I mean, for so many reasons, but it really was. I mean, Robin Williams. Yeah, if I'd have been Will Smith, I don't care how much my kids wanted me to, or how much I think I could do. I think I would have walked quickly away from
Oh
that role.
yeah, you want me to do what? I
It'd be
thought it was
like,
cool they paid homage to him in the movie, but
yeah, yeah,
he,
yeah, yeah.
he,
But
there's no way he
like,
can come close to that.
like,
And the
hey,
fact that he ad libbed a good bit of that
right?
whole,
Would you like to play Rick in Casablanca? No, no, I
no,
am
no,
not
thank
going
you.
to try to play that role.
No.
But I loved Aladdin. I loved that music. I sang that even though I was a little older than middle school when it came out. Um, do you remember the Sega game for it?
Yes, I do.
And it was one of the, I feel like, could be wrong. Don't, don't nerd shame me here. But I feel like some of the flying scenes in that were like one of the first games they'd done with computer animation.
Yeah, I think
And
you're right.
it was just unbelievable.
Hmm. Well, once they made ET, and that was such a horrible game, they could only go up with anything else.
Yeah, it was not great. Nope. I love that one. Disney Renaissance all the way. Though I am going to stumble backward. I guess I'm going, I don't know if
10
this is
is your
really,
best.
I'm just listing 10 films I
Yeah,
like
that's
because
it.
I feel like I'm going backwards. Like I'm going one down, but Jungle Book.
Oh yes.
Uh, and I love Rudyard Kipling, even
Hmm.
without Disney. So I
Right.
love Rikki Tikki Tavi. My dad taught me to recite Gunga Din, which I can
Mm.
do. It was crawling and it stunk, but of all the drinks I've drunk, I'm most grateful to the one from Gunga Din. So Kipling
Hmm.
was pretty. I read him as a kid. I thought he was pretty amazing. And again, Phil Harris in this one, just insanely good cast. Louis Prima, Bagheera, which I just saw. I was watching a cruise ship. I think it was on the Wish, and they have a Bagheera suite.
Oh
Um,
really?
yeah, it's a little out of
Huh.
my
I'll check
reach,
it out.
but
Yeah, I'm sure it's 25 grand a night.
that's another one that I think the first, I don't know, 16 bars of the music in the beginning of this one, I think my wife could just hit on replay the whole time. And it was an interesting film because it wasn't working, right? Like
Yeah,
Walt didn't like it and brought the Sherman Brothers in, and I think Bare Necessities was the only no
song.
that
Yeah, I think
stayed
you're right.
that wasn't by the Sherman Brothers. They had that one and then redid everything else. But Louis Prima's spectacular in that.
Yeah.
And to
Singing
hear
rain from fire.
Phil Harris scatting the whole time, which is awesome.
Yeah, him and there's a video out there you can find on YouTube. Him and Scatman Crothers are singing and scatting together. It's pretty cool.
Yep. I've seen that. Have you seen the one of him?
That,
He sings a song, Smoke, Smoke, Smoke That Cigarette.
yeah. I've seen that.
Pretty funny.
They were doing that for. Well, I might as well go ahead and do it. Aristocats.
That's
My mom watched that movie a lot when I was a kid, and we had because my mom loves cats, and we watched it a lot. But it's another classic that has great music, and Phil Harris is in it. Scatman Crothers is in it. It's just a good movie, and I wish we had more of them.
it really is a classic. And oh, and now I can't think of his name. He's also in Monkeys Go Home. French guy. Sings the opening song. Oh, This is why I'm not good at this.
French guy.
Yeah, he sings the song "Naturellement the Aristocats,"
Oh
and
yeah.
and his name is, as I'm stalling and typing, because it just won't come to me for some reason.
Is it
Maurice
Maurice?
Chevalier, yeah,
That's it. Yep, that's him.
and I love him. And if you haven't watched Monkeys Go Home, it's it's just
I have
classic,
not.
good Disney fun with Dean Jones. I always get excited though because I feel like they're set in these beautiful French countrysides, and they're probably like MASH, just filmed in Hollywood somewhere.
Yeah,
You
probably
know.
right.
All right, I'm going to flip over for I think this is number 4. I'm going to flip over to
Pixar.
yeah, and I'm going to go Incredibles
Oh,
because I would say that is by far my favorite Pixar movie. 1 and 2. I could do either
okay.
one. I love the music. I love the style. I think the interactions between the family are hysterical.
Mm-hmm.
We that might be our that might be our most quoted movie in our house,
Really.
Disney movie. I'm not affiliated with you. We use that all the time. You keep wanting to fight, but I'm just glad you're alive. Something
So when my
amazing, I
father-in-law was
guess.
alive, him and Ashton would play with toys, and he was always Mr. Incredible. And so when he passed, um, Addison took the Mr. Incredible out of her playset that sits on her dresser.
Oh,
Yeah, so that's Mr. Incredible. He had to play Mr. Incredible, but he liked the movie. It's one I think it's one movie, only movie my father-in-law ever watched was The Incredibles. I like it because set that retro 50 style with the cars and the houses and the characters and all. But um, another movie that the sequel is just as good as the original.
and that doesn't happen very often.
No, it doesn't.
You know, I just saw a guy at Festival of the Arts, and then Friday night we went out. He had a live. He gave away a print, but it's Art of Scooter. If you guys haven't seen his stuff, he does like a mid-century modern Incredibles kind of film or art, and it's really cool. You should Google him and check him out. He's really neat. All right, back to
So I'm gonna
you.
go to a Pixar film, and being a car guy, I like it a lot. It's gonna be a surprise. It's Cars. Um, Knowing the people that were in the movie as far as race car drivers, and Richard Petty was somebody I watched as a kid, and he's in the movie. I thought it was cool, and his wife, and Daryl Waltrip's Daryl Car Trip, and um, uh, Dale Jr.'s in it. There's a bunch of different drivers, but the whole one thing my wife and I want to do one day is fly to St. Louis, where she's from, rent a convertible, and drive what you can drive of Route 66 between here and California. I think that would be
Ah,
awesome to do. And to see it in car form in the movie is pretty neat. And I'd love to go to Cars Land in Disneyland and wait for them to turn the neon lights on at night. That
it's
stuff, I love
it's
neon.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
So my mom has done that. She's done all of Route 66.
Okay.
She and her husband started in Chicago and did everything they could do. And then the first time we went to Disneyland, we went out and finished it up. There was a little pass that she couldn't go to the first time because of fires. And we went up to this pass and had ostrich eggs, which was weird. And then drove down to the Santa Monica Pier, which is where it
Yep.
ends.
There it is.
So it's kind of cool. So and then we went, my mom and I went to Vegas one time and we drove down to Arizona and did a little section of it. And then it's kind of wild, but she's done it all. That was what she
That's
wanted to do
awesome.
in life. Now they did it like they would do little sections at a time. So they would do a week of it and then come home and then go back next year and do another week.
That's cool. But unfortunately, those movies, I don't think the sequels have been the best. as far as the car sequels, and they had the airplanes and all the other movies that went in that series. But I think the original has been so far the best.
It might be it might be our most watched Disney movie for my kids. Like I think my girls loved it. Seamus loved it. I mean, we had every single one of those cars. I kind of miss that. Like, I used to love the hunt. Yeah,
Yeah,
like going to Toys R Us when they opened it in the morning and being there and trying to find, the blue Dynaco McQueen or whatever it was.
right.
We had
Yeah,
a lot of fun doing that. Now I don't have that anymore.
yeah,
Now they want money. Um,
that's
but
for
that
sure.
it's another great movie. They did a good job with the music. They did a good job with the casting.
Yeah,
I can't believe
Paul
that was
Newman.
20 years ago, dude.
I know. I was just looking at that.
That's insane.
Yeah, Finding Nemo came out 22 years ago.
That's unbelievable. How is that even possible?
I don't know. We're getting old.
Yeah, I've been old for a while. It's not the years, it's the mileage, right?
It's the mileage.
All right, I'm gonna dip back into Pixar, and I'm gonna do Wally
Good pick.
because that's another one I can put on when I need to feel relaxed. And I just think I love good storytelling, right? Like you could probably
Mhm.
sacrifice animation, not that they did, but sacrifice animation to have a good story. And that's, I mean, it's some of the best storytelling Disney Pixar ever did.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. And there's not a lot of talking in it.
which is incredible, right?
Incredible. If you have a dry eye watching Wally, you have no heart.
You have no soul at all. But it's a great. I do think about it when I'm feeling really, really lazy, and I think,
Mhm.
oh, I don't want to get up and go do that, but I don't want to end up in one of those chairs either. You know, a big
Yeah.
blob of goo and not able to
Mm.
walk, which is how I felt last week. It doesn't take long, dude. Trust me. 2 weeks and 2 weeks on your back and
Oh,
you can't walk.
I
So,
believe it.
so you could end up in those chairs pretty quick. But that was just, it's such a great story. It's got a message without being preachy, which
Right.
is
Yep.
something
It
I
does.
respect.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind learning things. I don't mind hearing people's opinion. I just don't want it shoved down my throat. And I think
Yep.
that did a really, really good job of that.
So I'm going to go back to 1949 for my next one.
Ooh.
The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad.
Oh, it's such a good one. I didn't even
I
think
love
about doing it as a short.
it. Yeah. It's all, I can remember watching that because I didn't catch the originals, of course, but used to be on a Disney Channel. If you got up at 5 o'clock in the morning, they had Vault Disney, and they would show Texas John Slaughter or Old Winnie the Pooh. And then one time I caught The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. And, being it's getting close to Halloween and you get Ichabod and, Sleepy Hollow. And, it made me think of that. But it's a good Walt inspired. Walt, had his hands in that
Bing,
cartoon. And
Bing Crosby is in my fantasy golf foursome. If I could pick
that's a
anybody
good one.
living or dead, Bing
Yep.
Crosby, I'd like to play a round of golf with him.
Yep.
So let me ask you this, because I love it, and my kids all love it, but they always want to skip Mr. Toad. Do you watch both together?
Mhm.
Yeah, I do too.
I think you have to.
You don't have to, because my kids have run through it to get to Ichabod.
Yeah. I don't know.
They're not huge Mr. Toad fans, and I think that's a great cartoon. I love it.
Well, here's something else. They weren't old enough to ride the ride either, were they?
Nope.
So they have no clue. 98 when it went away, didn't it?
It might have been. I just wrote it.
Oh, Caleb just said Walt Disney's Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad just celebrated its 76th anniversary.
Wow.
I wrote it
Yep.
once a week before it closed.
You're right. 98. I think I was thinking Snow White. When did that leave Disney World? I feel like that might have been um, in Disney
Mid two
World
thousands, I think 2010, maybe
12. Close.
12.
Very good.
That's when they did the expansion, I think.
Yep. So I think they did ride
Sweet.
that. Yeah, that's a good one. Well done.
Thanks.
I wouldn't have thought to do that. Dang. Well, Caleb, I saw he put mine next one in the comments. And I agree 100% that Sword in the Stone is one of Disney's
Oh,
most
yeah.
underrated films. I feel like Madame Mim, I feel
Yeah.
like Merlin, I feel like all those characters really just ooze Disney classic. And
Right.
yet, and look, they've got the stone, they got the sword in front of the carousel. And I did see a little Higgis, Figgis, Figgis, Boom, Prestidigitorium, and I was editing my California video today. So there are references, and I think people certainly know it. But I like that one.
It's the original wizard fight.
That's exactly right. I think that one was really good. And that one, it just gets kind of blown over. He also mentioned Black Cauldron.
Yeah, I saw that too. I didn't think about that.
And that one's controversial. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it the way some people did. I mean, that catches a lot of grief. And I just don't think it's that bad. But I like that animation. It kind of reminded me of some other kind of 70s animation films we saw. So it kind of fit right in for that for me.
Kind of barbarish.
Yeah. All right.
All right, so here's my go with me here. Because it's live action and it's animation and it's very controversial and you can't find it anywhere. Song of the South.
It's interesting how that film ignites people. Again,
I know.
I've watched it. I don't want to step on anybody's toes here, and I don't want to hate mail send all that to Andrew. I mean, I feel like there's a nice lesson in it, and it's certainly got some great music and some groundbreaking animation. To be fair, it really was never my favorite. Like, it didn't blow me away. But it is kind of sad that it's lost.
I think that's kind of what it's like, the taboo Disney movie that nobody wants to talk about if you bring it up to a Disney person that works for them. But, like you say, it's got great music. You've got live action and animation merging together.
Well,
it's from the movie what you put into it. And I don't think it had any negative. Everybody's like, oh, it had all these negative connotations. I don't see it.
Look, art is always open for interpretation, right?
Correct.
So who am I to tell someone else what they saw is wrong? And I'm not going to, I certainly won't.
Right.
I've heard the arguments. I read a book on it and I don't get it. I think Disney played it safe by getting rid of it, because if there is, what do? It's your fan base,
Right.
It is interesting that they use the characters from the Song of the South in a ride for a long, long time, but hid the movie. I mean, it's kind of odd.
And then decide, we got to get rid of the ride because it reminds you of the movie. Well, for 40 years, you didn't have a problem with it.
Right.
30
like
years, you have a problem
to and fro. That's what makes the world go round. You guys do not want me to sing, but I do love that song, Karen. Sorry. I just saw that in the comments. I get distracted easily. Yeah, I did like the movie, and obviously Zippity Doo Dah. I mean, classic Disney song.
Disney song.
I mean, it opened a lot of movies for a long time.
It was in Splash.
No. Hence the name, right? Which is so weird.
Weird. That is weird.
Michael Eisner, genius and weird. All right. I think this is number 7. Not that we're...
Yes, I think you're right. Not that we're keeping score, though.
All right. So this one is another one that I love to watch. And my oldest loves it too, which makes me happy. But Three Caballeros.
Yes.
I
Happy Serapis.
Right. And I remember thinking as a kid that it was kind of a weird film, right? Like it is strange because it doesn't have a plot and it kind of moves along and winds. And then it's got
Mm-hmm.
some really kind of avant garde art stuff,
Yeah.
um, that's a little strange. And Donald's kind of a masher, throughout the film. But I love it. I love the music. I love those characters. I really like Donald Duck. I think he's amazing. And then as I got older, I liked watching. I don't know if you've seen Walt and El Grupo, but that's pretty
Mm-mm.
cool. And I really enjoy the story of Walt going down there and trying to get away from the strike.
That
And
even in South America?
mhm.
Okay. I'll have to watch that.
No, I think you got it right, Karen. Or maybe it's an A. Cabaleros.
That wasn't the original name. I don't remember what it was, but it was not going to be Three Caballeros.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to remember what the damn.
Well, there's the other
The
one.
reason I know this is because Adam the Woo showed a shirt that had the original name on it the other day.
Oh, well, now I got to know. Let's see what the Book of Knowledge. There's a 2018. There's Trace Caballeros. All right, that's not popping it up. This would be something I don't know. I love knowing.
I'll have to go back and find it.
They may be lost.
But it was he was in the Mexico Pavilion and there was a shirt on a rack, and he says, "For those who don't know, this was the original name of the Three Caballeros." And I went, "Oh, okay."
All right, so AI, which I don't trust, said did not have a significantly different original title. Several working titles: Surprise Package, Latin for a Day, Let's Go Latin, Latina por un Dia. Well, now I got to know.
Sorry, I'll have to find it.
How long ago was that?
A couple days ago on his one of his Daily Woo. It
Oh yeah, I saw that he went in there. I don't.
was like a crazy day at Epcot.
Yeah, I saw that. I
Some
did see
a
that.
young lady.
All
I'll
right.
find it and post it
Yeah, we'll
anyway.
have to come back to it
Um,
because otherwise I'm going to spend the rest of my day just staring at a computer screen, which is not good audio.
Good idea. So for me, um, Toy Story has always been popular because the kid's name is Andy and Andrew Andy. Um, but I just always liked the interaction between Buzz and Woody, and we've all had toys when we were kids, and we always wondered, do these things do anything when I go to bed? And just the whole feel good aspect of the kids. We got to find Andy. We got to get the toys back to him because that's his childhood, and just all the toys. Even my dad was watching. He's like, "Hey, I had one of those when I was a kid." Or the barrel of monkeys and the phone on wheels, and just the whole story behind it's a great um, family story, and it's had successful sequels. They're getting ready to come out with a new one, and it's the Toy Story. From what Tim Allen said, is toys versus technology.
Oh,
Yeah, so it
how do
should
you
be a
feel about
pretty
that?
good one.
Should there be another one, or should they just leave it alone?
I th- I think they should have left it alone, but they're obviously still making money, and they're going to have that group of people that's going to go see it, and it helps promote Toy Story Land. Um, and I could say, as a Star Wars guy, I haven't liked the sequels and the prequels, but it's made the franchise bigger. So you could think of Toy Story as a franchise. It's helped grow its popularity with people. So and yeah, no, it's just all around. The music's good. Randy Newman
Yeah.
singing the original, and You know, every time we walk through Toy Story Mania, my daughter's got to grab a Lotso bear and see if he smells like strawberries. But you know, just the little things you remember, and that's another movie that I've watched with my kids. I've got a pair of Run Disney shoes just because they have Andy on the inside the tag. 'Cause they were Toy Story edition. But
That's
it's just
awesome.
a, you know, once again, all around good Disney movie.
I mean, it's classic, and that was Pixar's first film, right?
Yes, I think
95.
it
Yeah,
was.
yeah. I mean, it's amazing they could even follow anything after that, right? I mean, that was just
Mhm.
such a another perfect film.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm gonna do the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh next. So I love Winnie the Pooh. I don't show it all the time. I don't wear it on my sleeve, but I somewhere have a necklace that I was given in like high school of a pewter old style Winnie the Pooh, not the Winnie the Pooh that we know from Disney, but the original one that was drawn in the books. And I've always liked
Oh, cool.
his philosophy. Somewhere on a shelf, I had the Tao of Pooh and the Day of Piglet, which is a Taoist book that kind of runs through Winnie the Pooh, teaching you how to run through Eastern spiritual culture. But I like Pooh because he keeps going even when he's stuck. He's got a bunch of misfit friends, and they all kind of fit together. I feel like that's what goes on in my head. I feel like the 100 Acre Wood is probably inside my brain, and that's pretty much what's going on all the time inside of me. I'm just fighting it out. But I mean, you know, and there have been tons. I like, although sometimes I find Tigger annoying.
Just because he has ADHD.
Right, he does. Gotta get him a little bit of Adderall, wind him down. That's true. He's the first ADHD cartoon character. That's funny.
Yep. I like the, you know, here's another Lou deal. The whole Christopher Robin with Ewan McGregor. That was a
Yeah,
good movie.
I
You know,
thought
I've watched that several times. One of the first things I remember when, you know, we didn't have a lot growing up, so we had basic cable, and we had the box where you had the little buttons you pushed, and you had to turn the knob and then turn the wheel to get it straight. It had the list of channels on it, and we would always go check to see if we had a free preview of the Disney Channel.
right.
And I remember one of the first things we were watching was the Winnie the Pooh television show. It was kind of I think if I remember it was a live action show in the early '80s. And my mom has always loved Eeyore. That's her favorite character. So the first time we took my parents to Disney World, that's the first thing that we did is take my mom to Small World and uh, Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh because that was she always watched the movie and always had something Tigger. I mean, always something Eeyore, and you know, once again, you can't go wrong with that
No, I
movie.
just want to spell honey HUNNY for
Yep, Kaylee was right. It was Welcome to Pooh Corner. That was exactly what it was.
what Karen said. Her child's name is Christopher Robin. Think she likes him?
A little bit.
And Kayla, I'm glad I hit a spot with Winnie the Pooh. And look, I know there are a lot of Winnie the Pooh fans, but I just that's always carried a special place in my heart. All right, you're number 8, Andrew.
My number 8. I lost my list. Hold on a second.
Tony says Welcome to Pooh Corner was the best.
Yes. So I caught, you know, in the '90s we had, you know, late '80s, '90s you had several big movies, and everybody likes them, everybody um, enjoys them. But I watched a lot more from when my oldest was little, and then with Addison. So one movie that both girls like, and I had a dog named after one of the characters was Brother Bear.
I think that's
Um,
another underrated great
Very
film.
underrated movie. Coda. I had a German Shepherd named Coda, um, but has a very good message. I think it's one of the last movies they did actual traditional animation with. It's just an all around good theme, good story. Anything Native American, I love watching. I love watching westerns and all that stuff. But just their culture and the message of the brothers and love, and like I said, it's one of those ones that it's on a Sunday afternoon and you're looking for something to watch. You're like, hey, I haven't watched that in a while. You cannot go wrong watching Brother Bear.
I mean, let's be fair here. We're basically just listing awesome movies. Like, I mean, there's nothing so far that is really anyone's going to go, oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like
I
all of
don't even know if
these.
even some of the older ones from the 40s. I don't think anybody's going to say, "Oh, that's a bad one to watch." You may never heard of it. You might watch it one time and say, "Hey, that's a good one to watch." But everybody's going to have their top 5 or 6 movies that they go to all the time. Everybody, it's just
Right.
creatures of habit.
But any of these, I mean, your or my list, if they popped on, I would not be sad to sit down and
Yeah.
watch. All right. I'm going to go Hunchback of Notre Dame for number 9.
Mm,
And I don't think that gets
it does not.
it's
Just desserts.
it might be scarier than Black Cauldron, right? Like that might be the absolute scariest villain in all of
And he's torn too.
oh, it's so deep. It's such it has so many levels and goes so far
Mm-hmm.
down the rabbit hole. I mean, it is really an adult film in
Oh,
so many
that
ways.
song he sings is. If you listen to the words of that song,
Oh,
it's like I'm a man of the cloth, but I've got this rage inside of me, and it's like, what? This is not a children's movie.
I mean that's some serious
Mm-hmm.
serious uh, psychology going on there.
Yes.
I would have been interested to see, right, Karen. Yeah, exactly. They're going to kill a baby. I mean, Disney's
Yeah.
always, usually they kill parents, right?
I know. We're going after the baby.
Going to kill somebody's mom or dad. Now they're going to kill a baby. But I would have been interested to see, like, they added in the 2 gargoyles to make it more family friendly. Because I think even
Mm-hmm.
they thought it was too dark. I mean,
Yeah,
it's a Victor Hugo novel, right? Is that correct? I think that's correct.
I believe it is. I think you're right.
Yeah, Hellfire's dark, Tony.
Mm-hmm.
Ollie, what's up? I heard about your list. See, Ollie popped in from Boston, bringing the extra cheese sauce. We're going through our list, Ollie. I already told him that Soul was your number 3. Seamus shared that with me. I thought that was a fantastic pick. Well, and so, Kayla, to be honest, right, that goes back to Walt's philosophy, which was something everyone could enjoy. And
Sure.
if you go back to Bugs Bunny, I mean, most of those cartoons were geared for adults, even Mickey Mouse. He was the everyman, right?
I saw, not to get off topic, but I saw a Bugs
Go
Bunny
for it.
cartoon named Hitler.
Well, so did Disney, right?
Yeah,
Didn't
Disney had the war cartoons, but this was him acting as Hitler. And I'm sure I'd seen it before, but it was like, wow, we could not play that today if the
no, there's a
world would
lot of
melt
them.
down.
There's another one where Yosemite Sam is a Confederate general,
Oh yeah,
and Bugs Bunny's trying to cross the Mason-Dixon line. It's actually
he's
a
like,
great
what,
line,
hey, boy? Yeah,
and
no.
he says, "Where are you going?" And Yosemite Sam says, "This is the Mason-Dixon line." And Bugs Bunny says, "General, the war's been over for 80 years." He goes, "I know that, clock watcher, but until I hear from General Lee, I'm holding my position." Oh, we just thought that was so funny.
Yeah, you couldn't do that today.
I agree, Ollie. So Ollie said Soul made him cry. And Seamus and I were
Yeah,
talking about this. And I will tell you, and I said it earlier, I'm going to say it again for Ollie's benefit. It might be Pixar's best film. It's just
I
not
think
one that I'll jump back into to watch over and over and over again. But I think that has a lot of depth. Look,
I
there's
think
my
what hurt that movie was, didn't that come out during COVID?
clock watcher. That's my kid.
Didn't Soul come out during around that time frame? I'm pretty sure.
It
A
might have
lot of
been.
movies, a lot
No,
of movies got 2024.
that's not right.
No, that can't be right.
You must be looking at the same list I'm looking at.
Wikipedia.
Yeah.
That can't be right.
2020.
2020. Yeah, so it came out right in the heart of COVID. A lot of movies didn't get their like. I think Solo is a great Star Wars movie. It got horrible reviews, but it came out when nobody could go to the movie theater.
I liked both of those. I liked the other one. Gosh, I'm really like in a fog. Rebel One.
Oh, Rogue One.
Rogue One. Thank you.
Yeah, that's another good one. It got horrible reviews because it came out during COVID. But yeah, Soul is a great movie.
But Soul, I've only seen it once. Like I've never gone back and rewatched it. And I think it's a beautiful film. I think it's a great story. I liked everything they did there.
Mm-hmm.
I may have to rewatch that tonight just to say I did. All right. We're on 10. Is it my turn or your turn?
It'll be your turn.
All right. I'm going to finish with my favorite princess movie because I feel like if I didn't put a princess movie on there, it'd be bad. And it was almost Tangled, but I think I like Cinderella better. I remember my kids, my girls dancing, maybe Seamus some too, dancing to Cinderella. We watched that over and over. Even the mediocre sequels we watched over. And I mean, if it was daylight, someone probably had a Cinderella dress on in my house. So while I do think it's a great film and great music, obviously, and Walt's favorite animation, I believe, was the transformation of the dress. Some of that, listing that one as number 10, or my number one, at least, princess movie is a little bit out of just nostalgia for my kids.
Yeah. So as a dad, I remember last thing. So the last princess dress Addison wore, we ate dinner at Cinderella's castle, and she had to have a Cinderella dress. So I have a picture of her in her Cinderella dress and Cinderella in her dress, of course. And it's in my phone. I look at it a lot because to me that's the transition where my daughter became an innocent princess watching child to I'm all about YouTube and makeup and my friends, and it's when it like that ended and the new preteen, whatever you want to call it, started. But yeah, Cinderella is you put it on, everybody knows the story, everybody knows the outcome. A lot of people use it in their weddings, and it's just a good movie.
It is. Tony's not wrong when she says that Sleeping Beauty is the ultimate princess movie. And I do think that might be my favorite animation style. I love the colors in that movie. Mary Blair, I think, had a lot to do that, and it was just awesome. And Seamus says he might have danced a couple of times. He's not afraid to admit it.
We don't judge.
That's right. All right, hit me with your last one, Andrew.
So my last one is Hercules.
That's another good one.
Another one that I can fall asleep to. Know a lot of the words to the songs, and Danny DeVito's in it. And
I love Danny DeVito.
James Woods is Hades. I can go wrong with that. And the guy from Men in Black, I can't think of his name right now, Zeus. A lot of good character voices in it, and
great music.
Very good music.
We wake up to Disney music, and that the opening song from that is almost in there. So Ollie, I'm just letting my kids do this now. Ollie says Seamus had Big Hero 6 on his list, which is also, San Francisco. It's a great film. It's classic sci-fi. Baymax was awesome. Big hairy kitty. Karen, really trying to stir up the chat room, says that live action Cinderella was better than the original. Is that what I read? Where did it go? Yeah.
Live action Cinderella I love more than the animated, but Lucifer is awesome.
Boy, those are fighting words in some circles. Yeah, but you're right. Meg's pretty awesome in that character.
Yeah.
And Hercules is 28 years old. Same age as Caleb. Furry baby. So Ollie, this is why this podcast is so great. Ollie watched our dog for us. And it's on a timer, and he came over early to feed the dog. And so the music just comes on in the back of the house on the Sonos. So poor Ollie's just sitting there trying to pet our dog, which was dying. Poor Ollie. I mean, that's how he basically met my dog is as the dog's on the way out. And then gets scared to death over the Disney music coming on because we're freaks. But Ollie's a good kid. Took good care of my puppy last couple days. All right, that's a comprehensive list of 20 movies there. Yeah. And that's y'all's homework.
Watch off that list, you got a problem.
That's right. Just go back to this, play it forward slowly, write each movie down, and then watch them all by next week, which I could do in a heartbeat. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I'm ending abruptly more than I used to because I'm frankly quite tired. Shout out for Ollie. Shout out for the extra cheese sauce, guys. That's what you guys bring, and I appreciate it. We're going to shoot for Tuesday again next week. I almost bailed on tonight, and I'm so glad that I didn't. I didn't. I persevered. Endeavored to persevere. What movie is that from?
Oh, I've heard.
Outlaw Josie Wales.
They're right.
We were endeavored to persevere. Yeah, I'm not going to argue with you, Karen. Onward really was. That didn't get.
I've never watched it.
Oh, it's great. It's a really good movie. You need to go. You really probably shouldn't come back to the podcast without seeing that.
I have homework. Okay.
Yeah, it's really good. It's funny. It's a good story. It's got great animation. It's classic. Everyone go home and watch Onward. We'll be back next Tuesday. We've got some surprises coming up, so some good stuff's on the way. And then I'm going to try to start posting videos again. So I'm trying to get over 1,000 on Instagram. I don't know why everybody hates me on Instagram. It's weird. Like TikTok blew up fast for my level, but man, people on Instagram just hate me. 991. I can't get past that. But I posted one video and then some ads for our stuff, but I've got some stuff coming up and I'm trying to edit down this California trip. It's 3 hours of video. I didn't realize. Oh my gosh. But I'm going to go, my wife made quiche because real men eat quiche. I'm going to go eat some eggs and then I'm going to go to sleep. So thank you as always, Karen, Caleb, Seamus and Ollie. Thanks for coming by. Thanks, Tony, guys. I appreciate it. I mean, these comments are what really makes the show fun. And it's why I love doing it live rather than just sitting around. It makes it like a Wednesday night with Lou, which if you guys that's right. I'll see you guys tomorrow night in the WW Clubhouse. Thanks for coming by and we'll see you next week.
See you soon.